Hi friends. So in today's video we'll be discussing about the challenges faced by trade unions in current market. Actually this was one of the topics suggested by a subscriber. So the topic was a little bit vague, so I figured this might be the topic. If it is not different, if it is not, I really apologize and I would request that subscriber to ask that question or frame it once again so that I can make a video about it. So the topics that I'll be covering here are introduction and the challenges faced by trade unions. Like, see, we all know that. So I just want to give a basic introduction about what is trade union. I've already made a detailed video about trade unions, so I'll just leave the link in the description box. You can check that. So trade unions are basically organizations that represent the rights and the interest of the workers. So what they do is that they help workers to get better wages, job security, and they try to provide safe working conditions. But however, in today's market, trade unions are actually struggling to remain strong because of various challenges. Like, there are some data that trade union is declining and the membership rates have fallen by 40% in the last decade. Okay, so these are the few major challenges that the trade unions are facing. So these are top 5 challenges, you could say. First one is the declining membership and lack of interest. So in the current scenario, only few workers are joining trade unions compared to the past, where majority of the workers or the laborers would be joining the unions. Many young workers feel that these unions are outdated or the unions does not benefit them anymore. For example, in 1980s, most factory workers were unionized. But today, only 10 to 15% of private sector employees are part of unions. Now, why is it so? Because unions have become weaker when fewer members join, right? See, in order to be any organization or any association union to be stronger, you need more members, you need more people to show the strength. Now also another reason is that employers, they are ignoring union demands because the union does not have enough power. So how we can solve this challenge that the union is facing of declining membership and lack of interest? Unions, they can modernize their their way of working by using social media, training, digital platforms to attract young workers. So they can they can have some kind of campaign, social media campaign, where they are attracting young workers, that the workers are they can focus on the benefits that the workers, laborers will be getting if they join the union. So all these things they can do to get more members to join union. Now next biggest challenge that they are facing is the rise of gig economy and contract jobs. So many workers are now freelancers, gig workers, like in your Upwork. I think there are some other platform also. I'm not remembering. Upwork is there, and a lot of Fiverr, where there are gig workers. For example, your Zomato friends and Swiggy, all these Uber, okay, or contract based instead of full time. So now more of these workers, they are either on contract basis or they are gig workers. They will do some part time jobs, and other time they will work on, they will focus on some other gigs. So gig workers, they don't have any kind of fixed employer, so they don't have any need to join the union. For example, if you could say that a Swiggy delivery boy, he does not have a permanent job. He gets paid by the delivery, or even the Uber person, he gets paid by the number of distances, or maybe the number of customers he got. Okay, so this is the reason why they don't have a permanent employer, because these people, they will be doing part-time job, or they will work for some 10-15 days and then they may not work. Okay, so since these gig workers, they change their companies frequently, they don't see the benefit of joining a union. Okay, now how this is a challenge for trade union gig workers? They don't have any kind of job security, no health benefits, and they do not have any kind of fixed salaries. So since they don't have these things, what is the reason for union to fight? There is no reason for them to fight. So unions can't fight for their rights because they don't have a proper structure. So how they can find a solution for that is that unions can, modernize their policy. Like they can be more adaptable to the latest gig worker policy, and they should also include these gig workers and create policies for freelancers, like how to protect their right if there is any breach of contract, how it can be rectified and all that. So they should look into a broader perspective rather than following the traditional way. Now, next challenge that they are facing is automation and AI replacing workers. Robots, AI and technology, they are replacing human jobs. So many companies, they prefer machines over human workers because machines, they don't need their salary, they don't take leave, or they don't take any kind of break. For example, if you go to certain supermarkets, I'm not sure in India it is available, but there are ticket kiosks where you can purchase the tickets by yourself. But in certain foreign countries and all that, when you go to a supermarket, you don't have to wait in that long queue. There are self checkout machines that are available in supermarket. Now what has happened is these machines, they have actually replaced the work of cashiers or the people who are behind the registers, right? And also, any Amazon, they have roofers, or if you go to any website now, they have chatbots, right, where they are trying to replace the customer service employees. Okay, the service that they were being provided, these chatbots are being replaced. So because of this, unions, they are losing the members because these jobs are disappearing. Okay, and workers, they fear losing jobs, but unions, they cannot stop these automation, they cannot stop these technology. So all these things cause a biggest challenge for union. uh, a solution, like they can try, union should demand some reskilling programs so that workers can get trained in these new technologies like AI and other technologies. Also, governments, they can introduce policies to balance automation and job security. See, we cannot eliminate human race, right, from doing their work. You need, even if machines, AIs and everything is there, we cannot completely erase a human, we cannot completely erase a human race from doing a job. So even government can meddle in that, and they can bring a balance between this automation and the workers. Next one, globalization and outsourcing. So many companies, they move jobs to other countries where labor is much cheaper. So this reduces the local job opportunities, making it harder for unions to protect job. For example, this is just an example. Suppose there is a company in USA and they shift this factory to India, Bangladesh, or Pakistan because they think that the labor is cheaper here comparing to their own country. And even our Indian IT companies or ITs, they are hiring freelancers instead of full-time employees to save cost. They are hiring contract workers to save the cost, okay, instead of hiring a full-time employee. Now because again, workers, they are losing their job because of outsourcing, and unions can't fight the companies who are moving overseas, right? They are not getting any kind of demographics in that. So governments, they can create labor laws to protect local jobs. That is, they can make strict rules related to layoff. If you check the newspapers nowadays or any or online websites and all that, we are hearing the terms that there are a lot of layoffs in private sectors. Maybe government can interfere and they can create labor laws to protect these kind of local jobs. And unions can also, in fact, they should negotiate with companies to balance this outsourcing and also retaining the workers job. Last one, the fifth biggest challenge is government and corporate resistance. Now here, some governments, they support big businesses over trade unions, and many companies, they avoid unions by offering direct benefits to the workers. They will totally eradicate this middle portion. For example, some governments, they change the labor laws so that the unions will become weaker. And some big companies like Amazon and all that, this is just what I have heard, I'm not sure it is correct or not, they actually dissuade or they discourage their workers to join any sort of unions. Instead, they give benefits to the employees, to the workers, so that they are not persuaded to join these unions. Also, I remember there was one incident long time back where in Bangalore there was a strike or something going on for union. Again, the employees were asked not to make any kind of unions and all that. Okay, so these some companies, they don't prefer having unions in the organization. Now, this is the biggest challenge for unions, because then they will lose their bargaining power if there are no unions, and if the organizations are directly involving and getting involved and paying the benefits, then there is no use of any kind of negotiation, or there is no scope of bargaining. So again, unions are losing their power. And workers, they will have a constant fear, they will be traumatized that if I join this union, maybe I'll lose the job. Okay, so these kind of challenges unions will face. And what unions can do is that they can negotiate with the government to protect workers' right, and also educate the workers about any kind of benefits that they will get by joining the unions than directly dealing with the management. So these are all the biggest challenges that these trade unions are facing in the current market scenario. So I would like to conclude that trade unions are still important, but they must adapt themselves to the modern workforce. I hope you got an idea about what are the challenges that these trade unions are facing in the current market scenario. And if you have any other doubt, please mention in the description box and the comment box. I will definitely reply to the comment, and I'll definitely adhere to make that video. So if you like this video so far, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And stay tuned for more videos like this. Thank you so much.